Good morning, everybody. It is that retired dude. And if you're here because of the thumbnail, that thumbnail is true. It's not sensationalized. It's not clickbait. And I needed to take a walk and talk. I'm trying to hold it together here and get through this video. I've cried a couple of gallons of tears already. But I wanted to make a video about my brother. Not so much about my brother, because nobody watching this knows my brother. The video is more about the words that I say at the end of my videos. And if you've been on my videos before, you know that at the end of the videos, I always tell people to go start your own YouTube channel so we can see what you do all day long. And so we can give you some likes and shares and subscribes and some hypes. And then I followed up by saying, go find something that you always wanted to do and do it before you die. So people can't go to your funeral and say, he always wanted to start his own YouTube channel, but he died before he had a chance. That is what this video today is all about. So, my brother Fred, biggest heart, and people always say that about other people, but he had the biggest heart. My brother had PTSD, which meant he had a service dog to help him with that. Military veteran. He had some traumas. He's 55 years old, 55, 56 years old. He had some traumas. And years ago, he self-medicated, as people do. And it took him a couple of trips into rehab. But he ultimately came out and he got better. One way he found to help himself more was to help other people. So he began to counsel and help other vets or other people with substance abuse issues based on his experiences and how he got better and how having a service dog helped him and all those things that go along with that. And one day, a couple of weeks ago, a week and a half ago to be exact, my brother and I, we talked a lot. We talked weekly, sometimes every couple of days, and we always sent each other messages or YouTube links to things that we each thought the other one would be interested in, and then we talk on the phone and discuss those. And he was into politics like I am, and we talked about money and investing and saving. And I have 4 brothers, including him, but he was my brother. Hold on for a second. He was my brother. And when I needed to talk, he was the brother that I talked to the most. We talked about him starting his own YouTube channel because he had been through so much. Hello, ma'am.
Hi, how you
I'm
doing?
good. Because he had been through so much, and he had been through recovery, and he was able to help himself by helping other people. So, let's cut to the chase about what the video is about. Last week, my brother went to church. Not a new thing to him. All of us, that was our thing. Our parents were both pastors when they were alive. So I'm not saying he went to church because he found religion after the fact. My brother was always a Christian man, but he struggled with his demons, as people do. But, as he got better and he counseled other people, he went to church last week, and he had some vets with him who were struggling with their demons, and they had begun to come to church with him. And sorry if I'm taking too long, because I know somebody's going to comment and say, get to the point. Well, you just need to get over it, because I got to say what I need to say, how I need to say it. But he came to church with some vets who were struggling with some things, and the pastor was very accommodating to those guys, and because he had brought so many people over time, the pastor wanted him to start a group in the church where he was to counsel people with substance abuse issues, people with PTSD, because the pastor, Pastor Dre, knew my brother's story. So when my brother called me and told me about it, we talked about him starting a YouTube channel, which I already said. My sister called me after this particular Sunday, a week and a half ago, and she said, you should have saw your brother. You know, he brought these vets in. Some of them got saved, which is not the point of the video, but he brought these vets in, and she said, I just saw a different side of our brother, you know, since he's helping people now. And you know, so she sent me that message. So I sent him a message, and I said, our sister, my brother and my sister, the three of us, we call each other brother and sister. We don't call each other by our names. I said, brother, sister told me, matter of fact, let me read it. I said, brother, I said, sister sent me a message and told me about church Sunday. And the message here says, I said, sister said she was very impressed and proud of what she saw you accomplishing in church yesterday. And I gave him a thumbs up emoji, and he messaged back and said, thank you for he said, brother, thank you for the very kind words. You don't know how much that means to me. He said, to me, excuse me, folks. He said, to me, it's a new way of life. I'm not trying something new to give myself another attempt to fail. I'm committed to the end on this one. Even if I do make a bad choice, I will get it right with Jesus and get back on track. I just left the rehab, which he hadn't just left, but you know, he meant since his second time. I just left the rehab, and I have a long way to go. He said, however, I know I've been delivered, set free, and forgiven. He says, we, and then he put in apostrophes, I, are all one bad decision away from making a catastrophic decision that can ruin our lives. So I try to stay focused on all things Jesus. I also don't live and dwell on my past. I go to therapy, group sessions, celebrate recovery. I don't attend just for my benefit, but to help other vets with their drug recovery as well as their spiritual recovery. All credit goes to the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. So that message was the last message my brother and I communicated to each other. And we had talked on the phone about, there was that very same day, which was August the 18th. We had talked about my trip to Florida to help him set up his YouTube channel, because he wanted to do a YouTube channel to talk about those things he had been through in hopes of helping other people. And I told him I thought it would be a good idea. I encouraged it, and he said, let's do it. We brainstormed some names for his title, which he came up with some crazy names that I didn't like, you know, Fred's recovery from substance abuse, and now that I'm better, I want to help people. And I was like, brother, that name is too long. You can't do that. It's got to be shorter than that, 2 or 3 words. And we laughed a little bit, but we set up an appointment for the next time I come to Florida, which was supposed to be in late September. And he was supposed to get some equipment. He said, I don't have any equipment. I said, all you need, brother, is a camera. That's all, an old camera, and we'll make it happen, just the way I started. So we made that agreement. We chit-chatted, and I didn't talk to him again for a few days. Well, this past Sunday, I sent him a message. He didn't respond to it. This Saturday night or Sunday morning, he didn't respond to it. And my sister called me Monday morning, and she said, "Brother, how you doing?" I said, "I'm okay, sister." Started telling her about something I was going through, and she said, "Hold that for a moment." And she said, "I have something to tell you." And I said, "What is it?" And she said, "Our brother is no longer with us." And I said, "What do you mean our brother's no longer with us?" And she said, "Somebody killed our brother." So the police were called, as much of the story as I have now. And they went to wherever this, I don't know, where in Florida he was. And somebody had stabbed my brother to death. And the detective doesn't have any details that he can share. At this point, they're not saying that my brother was doing anything wrong, was anywhere. Just they don't know why. They have no suspects. They did question some people, but they have no suspects. And that's about it. My brother is dead. Please forgive me, because I didn't want to cry through this, because I've cried a lot already. But my brother Fred is dead. I needed to get this out from me, because he was the brother I called when I needed to talk about whatever. But again, the video is not about me and Fred, because nobody knows us outside of these videos. The video is about what I say at the end of my videos, which is, go start your own YouTube channel, so we can see what you do all day long. So we can give you some likes and shares and subscribes and hypes. And by all means, go find something that you always wanted to do, and go do it before you die, so people can't go to your funeral and say, he always wanted to start his own YouTube channel, but he died before he had a chance to do it. That's why I made this video, people. I've been saying that since I've been on YouTube. I've always meant it, but I never expected it to hit home. But it has. I miss my brother. I love him. I'll never see him again. I don't care about YouTube so much anymore. I have not a lot of subscribers. I'm coming up on 2,000 subscribers. I have people who comment to me often, people who email me directly to my email. Some people have my phone number, and we communicate back and forth. I'm appreciative of everybody. I really am. I don't have my brother anymore, who can look at my videos and say, brother, I saw your last video. I loved it. But because of my brother and his encouragement, he obviously would not expect me to stop doing YouTube because of his death. And I won't. I'm not going to be on for probably a couple of weeks. I got to leave on a couple of days. Go down to his funeral. But I'll be back as soon as I can. And that's all I have. I just wanted to let you know that those words I say, I mean it. And for me, they have hit home. I'm going to sign off and I'm going to say it again. Go start your own YouTube channel so we can see what you do all day long. And so we can give you some likes and shares and subscribes and hypes. And by all means, go find something that you always wanted to do and do it before you die. So people cannot go to your funeral and say, he always wanted to do whatever that thing is you always wanted to do, but he died before he had a chance to do it. I will see you in the next video, folks, whenever I get back from Florida. Stay prayed up. Keep God first in your life. And I will see you on the next video. This is for you, brother. I love you and I miss you.